Hi, I'm Ian Hancock, and this is Transmoto's 24-hour T-Ride, the KTM 350 Freeride. So I've had the bike for about 4 or 5 months now, and have put over 24 hours on it. And so just for the last instalment online, I'm just going to run through a few of the cool features about the bike. So starting up the front, KTM have used a 43mm fork out of the 85cc motocross, two-stroke motocross bike. This is the same fork that they used to use on the old EXCs as well before 2003. So they've been around for a long time, and I found it a little bit too soft. I'm on the heavier side, so I would probably go up one spring rate. But I've just played with the clickers and put it on the sport mode, the sport settings that KTM recommend, and I've got it going pretty well. Moving back, KTM have used a Formula hydraulic clutch setup on this, and Formula also supply the front brake as well. And it's much smaller than on most other bikes, but it seems to be it hasn't given me any troubles at all. The clutch pulls beautiful and light. You can do it with one finger, so they seem to be onto a winner there. Moving back, probably one of my favourite things about the bike is the ease of just opening up the seat. You've got direct access to the fuel tank. It's a clear tank, so you can check the fuel level, and it's super easy to change the air filter as well. It's just a cartridge that pulls straight out like that. You just twist it to open it. You could have a couple of cartridges sitting on your shed, so you could change the air filter in 20 seconds and be ready for your next ride. The frame on the 350 Freeride's an interesting thing. So KTM have used a composite frame, so it's chromoly up the front, then they've got an alloy section which is bolted on, and then a super strong plastic section of subframe at the back here as well. I've had no issues with it, and it's designed so that it can all unbolt and you can get really easy access to the engine. And it's the same frame they use in their electric bike as well. But you'd think that KTM could come up with something slightly stronger if they just went with chromoly the whole way through. But I haven't had any issues with it. In terms of the engine itself, the KTM have detuned it, so it's producing plenty of torque. So they've reduced the inlet manifold, they've scaled that back, and the exhaust is much more restricted as well. It's got the twin exhausts at the back, and it puts out about 23 horsepower, but with plenty of torque. So although you could go about getting a bit more power out of it, you can tune it up, play with the ECU and de-restrict it a bit. That voids the warranty, and the bike's really fine as it is. If you use it for its intended purpose, there's really no issues with that at all. Back up the front, KTM have made a special one-off triple clamp for this bike, and it's really nice and slim and lightweight, and it's also got a couple of different adjustments for the handlebars. It's got 4 different settings, and it's super easy to use with the toolkit that KTM provides with the bike. And the other interesting thing as well is that KTM have put a one-piece radiator in, so whereas most bikes have a 2-piece radiator that sits either side of the frame, on the Freeride the radiator sits just behind the frame, and it's just a flat one-piece unit, which makes the bike a whole lot narrower down the front here. And I guess it saves some issues in terms of reducing the number of hoses that they have to use, and that's worked fine. I haven't overheated the bike at all. The only issue is that the thermofan on the bike cranks out a whole heap of hot air, and on a hot day it can really start to overheat your leg and almost burn. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my updates on the bike, and it's been a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for Transmoto's June issue where you can read more about it.